But, but.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get it, dog, in the fucking head. Yeah.
Boom. What it does, what is popping, everybody? My name is THC. Get it?
Oh, that's a good one.
I get that. That's really good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really good.
Naughty by nature, Nosh dog.
Oh, I like that.
I'm Dahn.
What about Dipset Dan?
Oh, you know what? That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Welcome. I'm proud of that.
I think you should keep that one. I think we're gonna rock that. And welcome to.
I'm gonna trademark it.
I think I got a lawyer ready to go. Let's make it happen.
Thank you.
Episode 114. Bad Habits of Podcast. Man, motherfucker better. You know what the fuck it is. How you cunts doing? What's popping? What's cracking? What's news?
Mate. Sweet as
everything
is
perfect.
Now
everything is great.
I love to hear that. I love it. Today, since let's get on our old man shit that we used to do, the weather, the gloriousness. I think we touched on it last time about Ontario being significantly softer than Quebec, which is a godsend. I love it. I'm grateful. Today it was fucking cunting down snow. Like this is probably some of the most it's been, which is annoying. You like that? I imagine that Montreal is just fucking.
It's so from when I last spoke to you, it took like a little break, and then it just became like 3 days straight, like basically snow again. And let me check the weather app now because I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, so it's just started to snow now, and it's meant to stop like around midnight. But then there's apparently no snow tomorrow, but then there's snow on Tuesday, no snow on Wednesday, but there's snow on Thursday, and then no snow on Friday, but it's minus 18. But you know, it's fun. It's
minus
fun.
18.
You know?
Oh,
minus 18 on Friday.
It's been snowing for like 18 hours straight.
Yeah.
Over here.
It just doesn't stop over here.
Consistent. Yeah.
Dude, that's fucked, man. Okay, I'm gonna check this now because I didn't even look at my shit to see. You said what day? It was minus 18? Friday?
Friday for me, yeah.
It's 0 here.
That doesn't make any sense.
Dan, this is... fuck, man. I know we dealt with it for 10 years, so, you know.
Yeah.
You're putting
like,
in
it's alright. It's not... If it's not windy, like, it's not that deep. But, like, after I walk to the gym, and the gym is, like...
The wind is such a cunt.
After I walk to the gym's, like, near Rosemont and shit, and it's, like, a good 20-minute walk. But it's alright, you know. You know, if it's not windy, then fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's a mashup. I just wanted to see what was happening with y'all. So that eats fat cock. So what's been happening? Let's catch everyone up in the last week with y'all. Dan, what's been cracking? What's news? What
me? Let me think. So the highlight of my week was today. Arsenal played Manchester United, and essentially this is what happened. This is what happened, guys. Let me break it down for you.
Break it down inside. So
the last 3 games have like the toughest one. They're meant to determine whether or not we can actually win the title. Like if we're actually good, or if this is a fluke. And then what happened was the first game was Newcastle, and they're all of a sudden really good. They're really good. You can't score against them. So we drew, and everyone was like, "Oh, maybe they're actually not as good." And then the next game was our rivals Tottenham, which I addressed last week, and we beat them 2-0 in Tottenham. So it's like, cool, everything is amazing. And then today, we played Manchester United, and this is how the game went. I'll tell you right now, hands down, best game this season of every game I watched. It went 1-0 to Manchester United, then 10 minutes later, 1-1. Then it went 2-1 to Arsenal, then 10 minutes later, it was 2-2. And then in the 90th minute, basically last touch of the ball, we scored. And now, I was screaming in my apartment, scaring now. It was great. Like, it was so fucking good. Like, I cannot express how good that game was. It was just, it was insane. And we signed a new player, which was cool. And he came on for a little 5-minute cameo, and like he was really fucking good in that 5 minutes. Like it was fucking lit. Like I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy with that. Everything is coming out Millhouse, indeed. Like it was unreal today. Like,
so was it as good as one of the World Cup soccer matches, like in the final?
It was for me. It was like. It was I think the final was better, but it was a game of that kind of magnitude where it's kind of like
Gotcha.
it could literally go either way
Okay.
at this point because there's so many goals. Both teams were playing actually pretty well. Like, respect to Manchester United, because all these other teams, if you see my Instagram stories, I'm mocking all of them every time we beat them. But then, like, Manchester United, I put a couple stories, but I'm not trying to mock them because I respect them now. Like, I respect how they were like us, they were shit, and then they have a new manager and they're actually pretty good now.
Right.
But like, I put some mild stories up today, nothing too much. But if you see my stories, you need to listen to the lyrics of the songs that I put on. Like, that's the genius. You need to turn up the lyrics. It's hilarious. But yeah, like, respect to them, and but big up Arsenal. Like, it was insane, great. This is the best Arsenal I've seen since fucking 2003, and I was 5 years old then. So it's
young
insane.
whippersnapper.
Look at that.
It is insane. So there's that. And what else? I went to the gym twice this week. I went shopping yesterday actually, and everywhere's having sales. So I was like, oh shit, okay. And I found out I didn't know there was no Gap in Montreal, and I just thought this place is
Really?
shit. How the hell do you have no Gap? You have to go Laval if you want to go. So I didn't go there. So I went to Simon's, and they're having a massive sale. I was like, cool. I picked some really light brown, almost grey sweatpants. So I got that. I went to the till. It said $30, and I went to the cash register, and it was $10. And I was like, lit. I was like, this is great. And then I went to where else did I go? I went to the Bay, and they were also having a sale. And I got some other ones for actually $30. But it was great. I got 2 pairs of sweatpants and shit. It was great. And yeah, it's lit. I'm keeping up with all of my supplements and shit. Man's taking his vitamins and that. Going gym and yeah, working hard, and getting into the rhythm of things, enjoying as much as I can. And yeah, everything's lit. Everything is litty, as the children might say.
The children do say that. That is great to hear.
The children do say that.
Behavior. Mans is mature.
Yes.
Mans is,
oh, and my diet. I'm doing well with the diet. I'm doing very well.
Are you off?
No sugar withdrawals, but like I'm not off yet. We're reintroducing. The next one is dairy that we're reintroducing. So. But I've been taking a lot of CMOS powder, well, like 1 teaspoon every morning. And the annoying thing when I first had it was like I couldn't blend it. Like, it would always just get stuck to the bottom of the glass, or
globules.
have a bunch of clumpy bits and I hated it. So I was like, fuck this. And I found out a method. I've got a milk frother now. And if I don't let it touch the rim of the glass at all, we'll just use a milk frother. It's smooth. So I've been having that every morning. And you
said a powder? Yeah. Or is it like this gel, like the gel?
It's a powder. I'll show you. I got it right here, actually.
Okay. Because we've been rocking that too, and it's like this local place that we made it the first time, and this local place does it here.
Oh hell!
Interesting powder.
Yeah, I got it from Healthy Planet when I was in Toronto a few months ago.
Okay. And do you notice a difference? Like, do you notice?
Right now, I think I am, because when I started the diet, I was feeling quite bloated. I wasn't used to a lot of the food I was eating and shit, and it was weird taking out a lot of the things I eat every day. And now it's kind of like, with the combination of the CMOS and then having ate all this healthier stuff for quite a sustained period of time now, it's like I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling fatigue or anything. I'm not feeling bloated. I'm not gassy. I'm not like, I'm good. Like, I'm feeling, I'm outside, You know what I'm saying? I'm him. Wow. I'm him. That's why.
Your insides are outside.
I'm him. When I started watching MILF Manor, I watched MILF Manor.
Oh, it's fire?
Wow, what a week.
It is fire. It is fucking fire. It's insane. And I've almost finished White Lotus season 1. There's so much going on.
Okay.
So much. White Lotus is good.
I'm telling Tiff now about MILF.
Holy fuck, bud.
I love it. Look at that. Dan's off.
It's good. The only weird thing of it, is there's no narrator. So it seems a bit weird, but that's the only weird thing. Other than that, it's actually lit because the concept is so fucked.
Do they all have
people on it are fucked as well. More time, like The Circle, Love Island, Too Hot to Handle, The Ultimate. Oh no, The Ultimatum doesn't. Like Love Is Blind doesn't.
They don't have it.
They just have the main host.
What about Too Hot to Handle? That does.
Yeah, they do. They have the fake. What's the name?
Oh, fake Michelle Buteau. Her name's Desiree.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Shouts to Michelle. Interesting. Okay.
Smooth.
Love it. Dan's out here just loving it. Nosh was cracking. What's news? Can you beat Dan's,
It's a
approach
fucking
to
week.
life?
That's a
Yeah,
big
it's a
week
week.
right
It's a week.
there. I had a really good one myself, TBH, probably best week of January.
Love it.
Started off getting a new mastering job from my client and friend Trilogy. She's out in BC, but she's a Belleville representative. So, mastering her next 4-track EP. So that's been fun to wrap my head around. And it's been mixed by some really great engineer by the name of Nato from Cavello Mastering House, I'm pretty sure, something like that. Don't quote me on that, probably wrong. But yeah, some of the best mixes I've ever had to master in my whole career. So yeah, really had a nice time getting nerdy and subtle and into that. My tortoise is still bouncing back like a mad dog. He's shitting like an absolute fucking regular cunt. He's taking baths. He's eating all the food, eating double the food. He's strong. His shell's beautiful. He's a sexy looking man. I'm happy about that.
I love him.
About
I
that.
love him.
I went to the Cairo, got a snap crackle pop from Dr. Wang at Chiropath there. So shout out to fucking Dr. Wang. You're the best,
Love
mate.
Dr. Wang.
I love it when Wang sorts you out and makes you feel better. When you just get a good chunk of Wang.
Good chunk of Wang. Yeah, it's good.
Make your week.
You just get slapped with some Wang on your back, just a Wang just cracking you up.
I got wanged good and proper,
Oh, that's good. That's
jealous.
Same.
And then, in the off times, I've just been really going hard on the Notion MTB YouTube. So I've been, scheduling stuff, editing new long form videos in my daytime. But yeah, when I'm, just going hard with the shorts as well. So yeah, just really smacking that down. I got scheduled content every single day until the middle of February. So yeah,
wow,
that's pretty fun. Been loving that.
That's insane. I've been watching your videos.
Yeah,
I've been watching your videos, and it is like so immersive. I watched it, I was like, okay, like, because your thumbnails are also really good. So I was like, okay, shit, so it must be sick. So I tuned in, and I was like, oh my god, like I feel like I'm riding this bike, and it's insane because the trails you're on, every like other clip, you're like, oh shit, like you almost like fall off because of how fucking slippery or how tight it is. It's insane. And I'm watching it and I'm like, bro, am I like playing a video game? It's like VR. This is insane. Like it's so immersive. Like
that's crazy.
I was loving it. I was watching it. I was just like couldn't keep my eyes off it. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Well, I appreciate that. So like these, that's awesome. I got some similar feedback for some people that have never seen but heard of what I'm been doing in my past time. But like that's really awesome because the videos are all 1080p. They haven't got to the 4K ones yet. And
but your frames per second is really high. That's the main thing. Like 1080p 60 frames is better than 4K 30 frames, I think. Like it's
interesting.
It's so good.
Well, I'm glad that the fluidity comes across in the
That's
viewing.
The thing, because it looks so really fluid.
Good. Yeah, I didn't think that. I haven't heard that technical feedback, so thank you. That's good because, like, I really have, by the videos that are coming out pretty much from this Friday and every single Friday, I have a long form video dropping. Like, the quality and the camera angle just gets better and better, and I get new bits for my bike, and I get faster and more of a fluid sort of rider too. So, yeah, that's really cool, man. I'm glad you're liking it so far because I've had a couple comments saying on the first couple of videos, oh, I can't see the trail up ahead. I'm like, yeah, I know. Bear with me, that it gets better as you go along. The quality gets better and the camera angle gets better. I make sure I'm in like a better riding position and that kind of shit. So yeah, it was just a huge trial and error fucking thing, but got great response from it. I got fucking, just over 8,000 views. And I'm pretty excited about it, man. Like I didn't think this would even get any sort of love like that, but yeah, man.
Yeah, it's lit. It is lit. I'm telling you.
So,
I can see the trails. You don't need to worry about that shit. Like I can fully see it. It's lit. It's like I'm on the journey with you. It's mad.
Sick. I love it. I want to have you actually on my handlebars. Like in Australia, we call it a dink. Yeah. So I want to dink you on a trail, and you can sit there and take all the shocks in your batty paws. But like I have really good suspension, so it's like should be super soft in it.
Should be smooth regardless. Okay, I'm happy. I'm down. Next time I'm by your crib. Let's go.
It sounds good. Yeah, so I've just been heavy on the upload schedule on YouTube for the Notion MTB. I've been sending off some production to MCs around the way, and I updated my notionbeats.com website. I ended up putting some beats from the very newest folder, from the 2022 folder that I wasn't really feeling. I put them in the into the bargain bin. So they're actually on sale for $100. So check out notionbeats.com and look at the $100 fucking bin. There's a couple of bangers in there. I just chucked
Get
them
some
out. So I
wins.
did a bit of culling. So any
good.
producers and singers, any rappers, singers, check out me boots. Hey.
Notionbeats.com and youtube.com/notionmtb. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Dope.
So,
Love to see it.
mate, that's pretty much my week in a nutshell. Just been busy and then just eating like a mad dog.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Love it. You guys have some good updates. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of like good ones. A lot of work stuff this week. We have this sister company that's been a few challenges. I had to deal with that. So work shit was pretty hectic. I'm trying to think. Barrington was a good boy as always. We got him trimmed. Was it trimmed? Yeah, we got him trimmed and washed this week, so he's like super fluffy. It's extra cute when he's like super fluffy. So he's been a good boy. He's like now running up and down the stairs. So we're in like we've got 3 levels in the house. So the main stairs from the main floor upstairs, he's running up and down by himself now. We used to always carry him, and now
they're steep stairs.
They're steep, and there's a sharp turn at the end. Slippery, exactly. Particularly when
Does he take the wide turn? Does he take it wide?
He's such a funny cunt. So when he goes up, he goes on the outs. Yeah, I should actually. I probably would have one. He's going on the outside. So if you're walking up the stairs, he's to your right, which is the outside.
To your left, right?
No, to my right. So he goes on the outside and then goes on the inside to do the curve. And then follows the exact same path on the way down. So the problem is, he won't get on the stairs until you take the first step. Like he's always hesitant at the top. But then as soon as you go on the stairs, he does it. And then you're walking at the same time. He does it at your pace, but then he has to cross right in front of you to get to the side that he likes. So like he almost trips you up every time, but he's a cutie.
Cheeky bugger.
So he does that. So, but if I'm walking up myself, he'll come up with me. And then he'll take off, and then he'll beat me up anyway, which is good. So it doesn't like.
You should race the cunt. You should race him.
I wouldn't be able to beat him, probably. If I do, I'd probably like step on him.
Goat him.
Yeah, but that's been pretty funny. Fucking bear.
That's lovely.
What else did he do? Yeah, he's a good boy. He stepped in some poo today because it was snowy here, and he pooed, and I didn't realize, and he walked it all through the house, and I was like, "Fuck!" I stood in my Yeezy socks. Fuck.
Oh,
it was only a little bit on his paw. I wiped his paw, but I didn't see the poo. So
I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay. It's part of the game. It's a bit of poo things, but that's right. Barrington's a good boy.
Mad poo things.
Mad poo things. So I've been trying to be on the health tip as well. Obviously not as intense as you, Dan. I've been drinking 4 nights a week, completely comfortable and enjoying the reduction. And Tiff's doing 2 nights a week, which is even crazier. So then I've been doing hard on the vitamins, but I've been doing the supplements and stuff forever. So we bought, I think we talked about this last time, we bought sea moss from Healthy Planet, but it was like, like seaweed in a fucking packet, and then you got to soak it for 3 days, and then you got to put some lime in it.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we had this big ass jar of it, and that was it was fine. And there's this place here called Unruly Smoothie, and it's like a Caribbean-owned smoothie joint, super small. But they sell the sea moss, so we went and bought some from there. So we just put it in kombucha. It's better in a smoothie, but I don't really have smoothies. So kombucha's a little strange because it almost like floats like a head of a beer. So you put it in, and you stir it up, and it just sits on top, and then it's kind of at the end, you kind of swirl it around and like neck it. So I asked the dude, I'm like, so like we had this other stuff, and I had it for a solid, I don't know, month or so, whatever, 2 tablespoons a day. So I was having that, and I was like, I didn't necessarily feel anything. He's like, he goes, really, it's a supplement for athletes. It's got 92 of the 102 minerals that the body needs. And it's supposed to give you energy and mental clarity and all this stuff. And I don't feel shit, bro. I feel nothing. And I have it every day. So, like, I don't know if it's because what you're saying. Maybe there's...
You know what I'm saying? If you saw that, hey? You thought of that?
I didn't think of that.
Hey,
now you mentioned
that. Dr. Nose Dog, here he goes.
I feel like they just give anyone a MD fucking certificate these days when you've got gems like this.
Honestly, bro. Fuck. All the doctors for pets and people, they're fucking both. They're both crooks.
Bunch of dog shit, whack cunts.
Dog
so
cunts,
either way,
mate.
I'm not sold on CMOS. I'm just like,
get the Pharmacy for Life capsules. They're the ones that I think that, or the Dr. Sebi brand particular version that I've seen.
Do they ship here?
They're the only 2 ones that I don't know. It is in Morocco, but
So is there a benefit, because both of you guys are on the shit, like, have you seen any literature or information that shows the powder or the gel version, like just a blended version of it, is superior as far as absorption? Like, does the
No, I've never
seen?
I had
Mm.
the gel version, but then after I put it in the jar and shit, I forgot about it, and I was like, I can't be bothered. I have the powder thing anyway, so
And it works
I
better.
don't know if there is like any kind of benefit to doing either. I'd
Mm,
assume the gel is maybe better because it's kind of like it's in its like raw form. It's not like it hasn't been like
processed.
dehydrated
Yeah.
or processed at all. So I assume that would be better, but I'm pretty sure the effect would be minimal. Like is what
Mm,
I would
mm.
think.
So what should I? Because maybe I have a feeling, at least compared to you guys, I'm not as in tune with my body. Like it doesn't tell me stuff, or I'm not listening, or whatever the fuck it is. Like I've never been so exhausted in my life. I am so chronically fatigued. It's insane. I need to. I'm trying to. I've got an appointment this week coming, which is great. There's these things called functional doctors. I don't know if we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
So we got like a
We've
first.
talked about it, but we haven't
Yes.
talked about it on air, I think.
So okay, we haven't. Cool, perfect. So I think this is good information for everybody. So I can't remember how. Oh, one of our clients was seeing one. So they're called functional doctors, and there's this website. It's called like the internet, like IFM, like International Functional Doctors Federation or some association, some shit. So it's like a worldwide thing where instead of like Western medicine, you know how there's like two. It's almost like politics, left and right. Like on one side you've got Western medicine,
Mm-hmm.
which is mostly about eliminating or treating symptoms. It's rarely about getting to the bottom of things. It's like, hey, you got pain, take this
Yeah.
to numb the pain until it goes away. Or maybe there's, bless you, creams or whatever. It's all about that medical interference, whereas the holistic side is all like using natural things, things that come from the ground and blah, blah, blah. So obviously in life, just like I think in politics, the truth is in the middle and there's good shit on both sides. And then, you know, you go to like a regular doctor, and I thought I had chronic fatigue syndrome my whole life. It's one of the most toughest things to like diagnose. I've never felt good ever, ever, ever. And they're just like, I don't know, bro, just go to bed a bit earlier. Like, it's always like they can't do shit. So like a functional doctor will get to the bottom of it. Like their whole thing is that they use the principles from both sides and they get to the bottom of whatever the fuck your thing is, but the root cause. And they take into consideration everything, whether it's elimination diets like what you're doing, Dan, or
Mm-hmm.
they'll, because that's what I bet you there's some shit that I don't even think about that I'm eating, like eggs or something simple like that, where they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
fam, you can't be having that shit. Or that your body is chronically deficient in magnesium and you need to have X times more than what the thing on the bottle says. Shit like that, because they can do these tests. So
Yeah.
we had a meeting with one. It's not a meeting. They do these free consultations to see what's up, and then they can tell you. So we did one last year, and the only problem was with this one in Toronto, and most of it's virtual. But
Mm-hmm.
it costs like the introductory cost is like $3,500 each, and it's like these like predetermined sessions. So you get, say, in the 3.5, and that's the small plan. The next one's like $5,500 or something like that, and
Wow.
you get, say, 4 meetings with the doctor, and then you have these tests, and the tests that they do are in US dollars, and they're like $500 a pop, and they have to send them to the States because they don't do them here, and they're apparently tests that regular MDs can't run, but they can tell you what you're deficient in, what your whole, they do this whole other shit that like regular stuff don't do. So I think that would be the key to solving any of my I just want to feel good. I don't want to feel exhausted. Like having no energy is the worst shit in the world. I never have energy. I got to push myself through every single day at all times. It's like, it's horrible. I just know, like, you see people like we talked about last week, like going to the gym, like, yeah, man, let's have a workout, feel great, bro. I just want to go to bed. Like I don't feel good at all. It takes whatever I have in my sleeve that I've built up energy. It just zapped. It's out of here. So I reckon.
Are functional doctors different to naturopaths?
So this one is an MD and something called an ND, which I imagine is a doctor of naturopathy or some bullshit. So like
Okay.
natural doctor. So I chose the lady because you go to the functional medicine, you type in the area that you want to search and how, 50 Ks or whatever. And I found one in Oakville, so it's not too far from here. But the things, I think it's all virtual. So
It's not far.
If I needed to go there, then it's like 20 minutes or something, 30 minutes. And she is an MD and an MD. So I chose one that specifically had both because I think that's the perfect situation. Like it's someone who understands the medical thing, because I think you can't, like, whilst I get annoyed by like the Western medical, it's a lot of it's miracle shit. Like it's pretty fucking crazy what they're doing. And on the other side, it gets a lot of the natural stuff gets sort of maybe like fronted on, or you know, trying to say that nothing, it doesn't mean anything, but it does. So like they can just use both principles. Her toolkit to fixing a problem is larger than the average medical professional. So I just think that's dope. And
that should be the normal approach.
That's what the fuck I said. That's exactly what I said, man.
The normal approach, like that should be the scientific approach to health. Like you shouldn't be on one side of pushing fucking pills to cunts, or maybe just pushing meditation and spirituality and fucking getting outside and having a good sleep. Like you need to have someone that knows both of the shit. That should be what defines a doctor, and it should be some sort of body of cunts that is like, hey man, you want to be a doctor? Okay, you need to know all of this shit, or you don't get in, mate. That's I don't know. I'm just going on a rant here, but
no, you're right.
Exploded out to me like
no, you tell him.
You fucking tell him.
I'm gonna tell him, Dan. I tell you what, mate.
You tell him, Queen.
We doctors, mate. You got to be sick cunts from both sides, otherwise you can't fucking heal nothing, mate.
Yes, go off, Queen.
Go away.
Well, honestly, I'll sidestep it with some backup. So my tortoise got sick. He's a little malnourished and shit because of all of a bunch of factors, which was my fault. So I took him to the vet to get him all fixed up, and this cunt fucking gave him a bunch of shots, and he ended up getting a whole bunch of a serious reaction in his. I think it was called diosis. There's some sort of fucking shit. This tortoise reptile genius that I was speaking to on Instagram was telling me about it. And so I basically fixed, Oris is the name of my tortoise. I fixed him up in about 2 weeks from getting physically cracked and damaged at the vet and having a physical reaction and getting all those red sort of what looked like fucking sepsis or some shit dots on his shell, which looked like it was bleeding underneath, which was kind of like a combination of bruising because he got pressed too hard during the examination and his shell cracked, and also his physical reaction from the drugs because he's never had anything in his life like even close to the shots that he was given, because Oris has always had a natural diet. He eats dandelions from the river and the stream, and he eats flowers from the neighbor's garden, and I fucking grew him shit when I was living in Scarborough and had a garden and stuff. So like this is the first interaction with like modern medicine he's had. So like he had this crazy reaction in the last 2 weeks, me giving him calcium powder, multivitamin powder, like 6 things in his diet every day, and giving him UVB and UVA lighting every single day, got him a harder shell. He bounced back. He healed his little cracks a little bit. His legs are kicking back stronger, and the red dots went away purely through his fucking diet. So I don't give a fuck about doctors and shit. They can all suck a dick. I've never had a good experience with them. Even before all this COVID fucking bullshit with all this vax fucking wanker shit. Even when I got hit by the Beck taxi on Danforth and went to the hospital with UC and Tiff, the doctors wanted to they gave me a tetanus shot because I got my face cut open from rusty staples. Cool. Checks out with me. They wanted to give me some other shot. I don't remember the name of it.
No, it was tetanus. And you were said...
I got tetanus, and there was something else after
that.
Sure? They wanted to... Yep. There's something else I wanted to give me after that.
Okay.
No, because I'm not stupid. I had literally rusty metal enter my body. So like that's... makes sense to me, and they gave me that. There was something else they wanted to give me, and they didn't know. They couldn't explain to me what it was. So then I asked for a doctor to, because the nurse was trying to administer this, and they had no answer at all. They were kind of bamboozled. And then they got another person, and I asked them, "Hey man, what the fuck is that? What's it for?" And they didn't know. So then they got another doctor, and then they still couldn't explain to me what they were putting into me. So I said no. And this is, way before all this other bullshit. So just like I've never really been down with doctors, and like nothing helped me there at all. So like I just don't. If they can't explain to me what the fuck they're putting into me, they can suck a dick, bro.
Yeah, all docs, they're just pharma salesmen, all of them at this point. So it's like these people who become functional doctors have an element of care that I think that Western doctors who are just like, they're unfortunately, and this is what people I think don't understand, science and medicine are part of the capitalist system, and therefore they are at risk of being interfered with by capitalist tendencies such as money and politics and things like that. So medicine is no different than fucking whatever, any business that they just want to churn people through, because if they're getting paid either a flat rate, I think that's the problem with Canadian doctors. They get paid a flat rate no matter how many people that they see. So we'll know it. If they were getting paid per patient, they would. Hold up. If they're getting paid per patient, they'd see more people to make more money. But I think in Canada, they don't. They just get paid a flat rate. So therefore, their earning potential is like capped. I might be wrong. Someone could correct us here if I'm wrong. We could maybe Google it, but I'm pretty sure that that's why Canadian doctors typically leave and go to the States, because America's more capitalist in that way, and that allows them to earn more money, right? It's just how they get down. So it's like, it's an interesting thing. I know. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, well, I used to get sick in my, like, I don't know, from primary school through high school, like. Once a month, I had a cold for like a week, and I went to the same doctor, every month, all the time. Like, hey man, I'm sick again, and they never once were like, hey man, so why do you think you're getting sick? They were like, cool, sorry, I can't give you anything. It's just a virus, so just go to bed and rest and drink some water. And that was like it every single time. And like, how many times do you have to see your doctor about the same fucking thing before they try and figure out like, why is this happening? Are you doing something to make it? You know what I mean? Like they don't. It didn't even come up.
They're not doing their job.
Well, but maybe their job isn't to get to the bottom of it. Their job is to placate you, to just get you.
They're just like a Band-Aid.
Keep you in the cog. It's a Band-Aid, but to keep you as a cog in the system. To continue to just work a bee. Just keep working, do your thing, go to school. That's why I like the
keep getting sick, keep coming back. We'll tell you to fucking snooze it.
Exactly. We'll keep you as a farmer, patient, customer. So, like, I'll let you guys know next week how that goes. But this is just an introductory call to see. So hopefully this woman can just do like a like you do
good answers, good direction.
Well, I think it's just to see if she can help you. It's like a 15-minute free call, so it's not like anything lengthy. But I think you'd be like, hey man, what's up? I'm like, well, I've got all of these different things. I just want to get to the bottom of them all. And they might be like, all right, hopefully she doesn't go, yeah, well, it's $3,000, and it's like. I mean, obviously it's your health. You pay what you need, whatever you got to. But I've still got a ton of expenses, obviously, with this new house and all this stuff. And that's a lot of money to be dropping. When I don't mind going to a private doctor. You pay $200 per visit or something. Like, fine, like I'll do that. But if they try and make you go on these plans, I hope they don't. So I just have to keep looking.
Extensive Googling, just like I had with my issue with my tortoise, with extensive Googling and the help from fucking Instagram, I was able to fix all of my problems. So we could do the same thing for you.
We could. The thing, I don't know, man.
Right. It's like we need more heads on the task. We need some ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying?
Make me good, cunt.
Yeah. Honestly, we should ask them on the fucking bots, cunt. Like, they got a couple ideas. You might as well ask them about, hey, put in all these symptoms, and what can I do to fix my diet to make myself better?
I googled how much doctors get paid in Canada, and I think it's a flat rate for the service. So every service has a flat rate, but they still get paid per service. So if it's like a crazy procedure, you get paid more. But if it's something minor like a checkup, you get paid the same rate. So depending on which service, you get paid more.
Okay.
But every service has a flat rate. Every service, no matter who you go to, will be the same rate. So one thing could be $100, one thing could be $1,000. Every doctor will get that same rate.
Okay.
But then they can still take up more patients depending on how many services they're offering. And if they offer more services, then that means they can get paid more.
Gotcha. So that's why, I guess that's what Nosh was saying.
It's a weird in between flat rate and per patient. That's why it's quite hard to explain.
So I guess it kind of is per patient, no? Like, because if you could do a GP visit, then you could do a surgery on the same patient. So then you're doubling the money there.
Yeah.
But then that would be incentive for a doctor to plow through patients as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Just go, what's wrong? Nope, take this. Okay, cool, bye. Boom, boom, boom. Like it's.
But I've never experienced public healthcare over here. I've only been private, but like my experience with private is kind of cool actually. But
private was fine here too. The public, in my experience, Quebec was pretty bad, and I feel like everyone. I had no one could figure out what was wrong with me. I just wouldn't get better. My tongue was yellow, and I was sick all 2019, end of 2019. I was sick for like 4 months, Like I had to cancel trips, everything. I was fucked. And no one. And in the end, they ended up sending me to like an ear, nose, and throat guy specialist. This was all free, so I guess it's kind of cool. But like because of the health system. And then the ear, nose, and throat guy was like an Arab dude who yelled at me for not wearing a beanie because it was cold, and then kept asking me if I did cocaine because my nose is fucked because I've been sick so often my whole life. All he kept asking me was like, "Do you do cocaine?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do cocaine." Like, and he asked me like 4 times on multiple visits, and like just wouldn't get past the question, but didn't ask me why. He goes, "Well, you know what?
Man.
I was scared of him. He scared the shit out of me because he was like an Arab grandpa that like would backhand you if you talk back to him type shit. And then I ended up at this other dude in fucking what do you call it? It's like the immune center or whatever for allergies and stuff. Because I have allergies, like whatever. In Australia they call it hay fever, whatever. Here he's just sneezing and shit and itchy and stuff. And he put me on this thing. He was like, "Yep, you need to get rid of it." They did the allergy test where they draw on your arm and they jab you with stuff. And then he's like, "Okay, so I already knew it was like grass and dust or something like that, like basic stuff." And he was like, he gave me this thing, these like prescription allergy pills. It's like Claritin, the same shit, but just like double strength. I had to take 2 of those per day, and then do it's called a neti pot, where you like squirt this saline solution through your nose one side and then through the nose on the other side, and then take a spray. So I had to do that every day, and it had to be like body temperature water. So I had to heat the kettle up till it was boiled, so it was like not tap water, because tap water has shit that can fuck, because you're putting it through your nose, it can get into your brain. So you got to boiled water, then let that boiled water cool down, and then get it to like 30 degrees, and then run that through you. And I did, and he was like, you basically have to do that every day for the rest of your life to deal with the thing. And he didn't really tell me that at first. Like, he was like, "Yeah, do it for like 6 months and then it'll kind of go away." And I did it. Nothing was changing. And then I just take those tablets whenever I need them now, because I got the prescription and they're stronger than the other ones. But I stopped all the other stuff because it wasn't doing anything, because they didn't look at the root cause. Like, it was just, man. So we could go on about this forever, but I'll let y'all know how the functional doctor stuff goes.
Yes.
Fucking oath.
And on that note, we just mentioned ChatGPT. So we were talking about that beforehand, which is pretty funny. So did we talk about it last week?
Probably a little bit. I don't remember going into much detail on it though.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I'm looking here and I don't see it in our list. So basically it's something like, I heard about it a while ago, but I'd never like used it or anything.
I was
yes.
I was essentially introduced to it from a Twitter video, which it's a YouTube video. It's a clip from a Marcus Brownlee video.
Yes.
Of where he asked the chatbot, what was it? Can AI such as yourself take over YouTube creation, and essentially, like, meaning there's like no need for actual humans to create YouTube videos. And he basically used that script and he read it to the audience, and he didn't he didn't reveal that he was reading that until the very end. And he was like, "Well, if you want to know if AI can take over, take a look at this." And then essentially it's this whole YouTube script which is written by ChatGPT. It's insane. Like,
it's pretty wild.
Unreal.
So it's like OpenAI, I think, is the company or whatever behind it, and it's like GPT is like one layer of AI for this type of stuff, like, you know, whatever you can ask it to do tasks or whatever, or like written tasks essentially. And apparently we got reached out to on High Season for a company that's doing one, and he specifically mentioned he wanted us to do like a test or whatever of it, and he was like, he goes like GPT is like one layer. They've got like 3 layers to their AI, which is deeper. So apparently this is like the beginning of everything, and you can ask it to do anything. Like, we've used it to write Instagram captions. We've used it for write job descriptions, shit like that. Tiff even just did one before. We asked her to ask it if it can take over, what jobs it can take over. And it wrote like 4 big paragraphs. I won't read them out, but it's basically saying it's capable. It can answer questions, generate tests, and provide information, but it's limited to its pre-trained data and the quality of the input data. So it can't do things like decision-making, creativity, human-like perception, or physical manipulation. So like, but it can do a YouTube script, like you said there.
You can do a YouTube script, but it can't do current. It can't give you information on things that are happening in the present. So you
Right.
can't say
Tell us
how like tell us why Arsenal are playing so well right now. Like it wouldn't be able to do that.
Gotcha.
But then it will tell you, for example, tell me why in 2003 did Arsenal go undefeated the whole season, and it will give you a whole reasoning as to why the tactics were amazing, why the people who were involved were amazing. It's so fucking detailed.
It's pretty crazy. We started using it to we ripped the YouTube script. Oh, what did we do? We tell it to basically write a blog post for us. I think based on our YouTube video scripts. I think that's what it is. Or we give it the link. I don't think you give it the link because then it'd have to analyze the video. So I think you give it the script and you go write a, in like a upbeat, like hipster style, write this fucking whatever. And it just writes a blog post. And it's so for writers, I feel like they might be in danger, long term, mid term maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty crazy.
Used it to ask the most random questions about most random shit. My whole history here is just so weird. I've got so many questions. I've got best hip hop albums of all time. I've got what's this one here? Can you give me where in Toronto can you find Trinidadian cuisine?
Does it give you that? So you're using it like Google?
I'm using it like Google, and it just gives me the exact no waffle, just straight answer. Wow. It says, how do I add 2 vertical axes in Google Sheets? Hybrid vehicle batteries.
Because that was last time.
Yeah. How do I portray how I use my transferable skills on Upwork, for example? I've got crazy shit. Like, what else is it? The best websites to get a Toronto apartment. What else? Oh, the best hashtags to use on the Instagram post regarding gaming. What else have I got? Wow. It's insane. I just use it for everything at this point. Like how to find cheap flights to USA from Montreal. It's insane.
Jeez. Okay. So yeah. Noshi went to use it for something, and it was on you have to submit for a what do you call it?
A request.
Yeah, you're in a queue.
I'm in a queue to be able to use it.
I'm gonna check if I'm a part of it as well, because I don't know if because when I saw it's openai.com/ hang on a second.
If you just Google ChatGPT, it'll come up first on.
That's what I just did then, yeah. Oh, /blog/ChatGPT. No, that's not right. Try it. Okay, let's see, trying it. See if it lets me in. I swear to God, OpenAI sounds like something I've used in the past. Checking if site connection is secure. Does it do this all the time?
Yeah, it does this all the time.
Okay. Log in with your OpenAI account. I don't know if I have.
Yeah, I got the same thing. Log in and sign up.
Yeah, I continue with Gmail, and I use one of my other accounts.
Oh, I got on the waiting list for something called DALL-E, DALL-E, a year ago, last summer. Sorry, on the waiting list, because that apparently was something like that. So I must have maybe I have an account. Interesting. So either way, though, it sounds like it's a lot of potential. So if people haven't tried it, I saw someone. I think didn't we talk about it last time? And someone asked it to write a rap.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we actually spoke about it, but I can literally tell it to write a rap right now, like a whole rap verse. And you can tell it to write a rap verse at however many beats per minute and how many bars you want, and how many, it's insane. I've just never seen anything crazier than that.
It's a fascinating technology, and it seems like it's becoming pretty, it's pretty popular already. There's a lot of talk. It seems genuinely useful. So what's going to be interesting, I reckon, is just what's the impact on human jobs, I guess, because whilst it can't take away creative things, you could argue that writing is creative. So if I say write a blog post based on this information, or write us we're creating our Instagram call, we just want to test it to see what it came up with. And from what Tiff showed me, it wasn't as good as what we'd already put together, but still it was interesting information. I don't know. It's going to be it's going to be fun to watch to see what happens, and maybe not so fun for some industries that are just going to get fucked by it all. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be
I don't
interesting.
know. Yeah, I don't know who's going to get like fucked first though. Like, is it going to be like, what do you call it? Like, is
Newspapers,
writers?
journalists,
Well,
writers.
journalists. Well, journalists, writers in general, like say blog writers that are writing on a topic. Because the actual real life thing, we hired 2 blog writers off Upwork, one to fix our stuff because we moved our website domain for high season. And it was a lot of work to do it. We're like, all right, just pay someone. They're not expensive. So you get someone to do that. One guy to fix stuff up, and then another girl because we had all our old blog posts that were all messy now because they were imported from WordPress and they needed to be reformatted and link the YouTube video and all this bullshit. And this other girl to write blog posts, and the guy fixing it up is like fast. He's doing his shit, and it's great. You couldn't have got anyone to do that, but the girl writing the blog post is mad slow. And if the chat is doing it, and all it is, honestly, we're doing it for like SEO reasons. So you get your YouTube script, you get them to write a blog post based on that, so it's different. And then you embed the YouTube video. So the idea is that it'll catch the spiders that will crawl the site. They'll be able to catch those keyword on the blog post, and then that'll lead to more people going through to our YouTube channel. So it's just like a play for SEO, but literally we're going to stop using the chick and just use the chat because, like, what the fuck, like. Which it's kind of fucked up, huh? Like when you really think about it like that, like
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
It's kind of wild. So like, anyway, that was just like a real life thing, but it's popping right now. So I'd be curious to hear if anyone else is using it for something cool. It seems pretty dope.
I just had an idea that I want to make a bunch of like children's stories. Like ask it to write a bunch of psychedelic, non-swearing children's stories, and just make a bunch of books with some illustrators.
That'd be a good way
That'd
to
be
do
fun.
it. Because you could at least, even if that gives you the idea, and then you can like tweak it from there.
Yeah, that's the thing. As long as you can tweak it.
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't like totally take it, and that's the other problem. I think students are using it to write essays, and it's
unis have AI detectors apparently.
How can they catch an AI?
I don't know. It's the same way. Like, I don't get how you can catch plagiarism if I reword it. You know, it seems like they all say you can't reword it, otherwise plagiarism is going to catch it, regardless of if you're not like, unless it is literally completely different, but you're able to still get across the point. If you just reword it, it still supposedly gets caught by plagiarism.
But that's what you're supposed to do, no? Like,
I know it's such a like a it's like a catch-22 kind of thing. Like, everything you learn is in the books, but then if you copy what the book says in the essay, you'll get caught out for it. So it's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb.
Particularly if you did, when I did sociology, it was
education.
The most so fucking stupid. We used to have to, like, they always said that sociology was the last academic subject, truly academic subject. I didn't know that. I just thought it was like an alternative to psych. Because psychology, if I did a minor in psychology,
I thought it was an alternative to psych.
It's so different, because psychology was my next favorite thing. I loved it, but it was a whole other year to add to my diploma just to get a minor in it, not even to major in it. I just wanted to minor. I'm like, well, fuck that. Let me do sociology, close enough. But all it is writing. It taught me how to write. That's why I became like a music journalist, because I had to write so fucking much. And I went to university in the time when you physically had to go to a library and literally leave with like 15 books. So I would have like my bed, all the different books open on the bed, and I'd look at that, and you have to, like, for psych and sociology, you have to the bibliography, how you reference stuff, like footnotes, and at the end it's like very specific. If you miss one comma, you're gonna lose mad points type shit. Like, they're crazy about it. So like literally you have to go to the book, find the point, find all the different points, like kind of note them all down, like, and then retype it out in your own way, unless you're directly quoting. Like, if you're rewording it, and all it really is, an essay is collecting information and sort of tying it all together. And all these points have been made. Like, if they say compare, I had to do one on, like, compare Marx's approach to religion and some other kind, like, say pick two, whatever it was, and then you had to do quotes from each. You have to say, well, he says this and he says that. So of course you have to reword it. Like, it's so dumb to penalize people when, like you said, that's what they're telling you to do. Fucking idiots. So
Yeah,
Interesting
Fuck.
stuff. Interesting stuff.
sometimes.
So that's that. I feel like we've talked like 50 minutes, and we haven't even got into the stuff really, which is hilarious. So
Wow.
we can plow through it. None of this stuff is like super fire.
Smash it, dogs.
Let's go from the top of the list. So Joey Badass did a cover of UMI Says from Mos Def on like a version on Triple J, which was cool.
Triple J. Really good, man.
He did a good job. I saw the video, but didn't watch it. So it's
Yeah, fucking like there was. If you literally just like close your eyes, the first half of the song, it sounds just like Mos, and then you can kind of tell he has his own little inflections, and you can tell his voice kind of gets into his own Joey Badass voice. But for the most part, dude, his singing voice is Bada, very close to Mos, and then when he does his or Yasin, whatever. But anyway, that song's Mos Def, so suck my dick. So anyway, it's really good fun. It's a great like a version, and I think like the production value from the Triple J squad, they've got more instrumentalists on call. So when someone's like, "Oh, I need a fucking xylophone player or some random shit," they got cunts. So it looks like they've got like a plethora of artists at their disposal.
Very cool.
Good fun.
Love it. That's very dope. Love to see these heroes from. Speaking of Aussie stuff, our good homie 360 just dropped his first single back since for years. He had a rough bit of a run, the old mate, but man's back. It's called "You Made Me Like This." It's really really dope. I was telling Nosh today. I've been obviously we've known him since he was a kid, but I've been talking to him a lot recently. Mm-hmm. So he sent me. I heard the first 2 singles and saw the video, and I was like, all right, explain it. The video is cool, and I like his approach. He's gone with the listen to the lyrics type shit. I definitely would recommend people check it out because he's sort of talking about like the state of the world without being too specific, because you can't really say anything because then you get painted into a corner, like if you type of shit. Which is, so he's used like metaphors or other ways to say things. That I think is just really cool. It's the way I kind of want to approach our shit. Like I'm not going to be able to help myself but to talk about it, but I don't want to be too specific because it's just not that. Well, it could be smart if you want to, but then you get, once again, do you want to be painted? If you say anything like lefty, you're going to be like, you fucking SJW rapper, but if you say anything that's like right wing, you're going to like Tom McDonald and shit. Like, it's too extreme. I feel like you can just say shit under the radar. I just like that he did that because it's a lot of things that me and him talk about, so it's cool to see it like manifest into that in a subtle way, so that shit is fucking fire. What else we got? So Beyonce, she did a ridiculous performance in Dubai. I believe she got $24 million for it, and it's her first show in 5 years. I saw a few. It's pretty crazy. Now I don't know if it was. I heard someone say it was like a private thing, but I swear there was like a massive audience. So, and they had.
There was an audience. Yeah, it's weird.
But it could be just a bunch of rich people. So who knows? They had like insane fire. Obviously, it's Dubai, and she's getting paid $24 million. Like the amount that's probably going into the production is probably insane. I saw a clip of Drunken Love, and they had like they put her on this little strap her into like a, I don't know, like a thing that just goes up, and so she's just on like a little pole and a platform to stand on. So she's like there, and there's all this water things. It looks like the Bellagio or some shit, and there's fucking literal fireworks and pyrotechnics. It was like pretty wild. So people losing their shit, and I saw that Blue Ivy's trending, and she came out to do the Brown Skin Girl track that she's on off Black is King, and I saw a thing. I didn't really get to the bottom of it yet, but she started to do like the choreography, and Beyonce had, so say she's like next to her on her right, she's holding the mic with her right arm. She notices her doing the choreography. She changes the mic to her other arm and kind of like puts her hand out to be like, as in like, nah, chill, like don't be doing that. Like it's and like people were saying in tweets that like, oh, they didn't pay for the choreography, you ain't be doing that shit, like.
Wow.
So I don't know what the actual like reason for her doing that, but that was it's still trending. That was pretty fucking. See if I can show it. Here it is.
Yeah, do it.
Hold up. Wait. See, you took that hum and did you notice it?
Yeah. But I don't know if we're looking into it too much. I don't know.
Yeah, they get
I don't know if we're looking into it too much or if it's like it actually has a reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe she done it. She might have just done something wrong. I don't know.
They said they didn't write the check for a Blue Ivy performance based up that quick. Like,
Oh my god.
that's what people were saying. So like, it's cute to see like she's grown up a lot and stuff. So like,
She has grown up a lot, yeah.
it's very cool. But yeah, people who talk about that, like, I really liked it. The new stuff. I didn't even really give it a chance, to be honest. And then all of a sudden, it's on Instagram and all this stuff everywhere. And it's kind of now it's annoying. So now it's too late.
Yeah.
But the Black is King album was so fucking fire. Like,
So
I'm
good.
very impressed. So I guess she'd be doing stuff from those last two albums that she hadn't toured since, which is very cool. So I imagine I hear that she's about to do a world tour type shit. So it's probably like the warm up before she goes on her run. So
Cool.
good for Beyonce fans. An album from last week that I listened to yesterday and I really loved it was Skyzoo's The Mind of a Saint. The one we talked about where he
last week.
rapped from the perspective of the Franklin Saint character of Snowfall. Did you guys check that at all?
I didn't. I completely forgot.
Didn't I forgot fully?
Yes, I forgot too, but I remembered yesterday. So we were driving around doing a bunch of shit, so I was listening to it all day, and it's just fucking cool, man. Like, you wouldn't know, like, because I know that if you just listen to it, you probably wouldn't like pick that it's from a perspective of someone else. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then Tiff said to me today, and this is kind of when I wanted to bring it up, and in the you know, we agreed to sort of talk a lot about our music and do it public as we went. Tiff's like, you guys should do a song called Ossington and write the song from the perspective of the street changing and glowing up and parallel that to ourselves type of thing, where you don't really talk about it, but how like Ossington was like a shit sort of street that we both lived on. And she also said, funnily enough, she was like, oh, like another one that's like Brimley. And I was like, funnily enough, Nosh lived there too, like 10 years apart, but like you end up living like in the same area, which is very like coincidental. There's no reason at all. Yeah,
stupid.
Because I lived in 2 houses in that area, 2 different places. I lived with a friend for a month. Okay, so you did too. So that's kind of crazy. So there might be something there where it's like that's like the off our collab album where that could be like a like is in taking that Skyzoo ethos and applying it to that. And I don't know. She just like threw it at you because I'm telling you now, just before I forget, like just do with that what you will. But I was like, that's kind of cool because I feel like we could do that and it makes it a little more like cool because you're sort of talking about like say the Ossington, like it's pretty easy because it used to be a shitty street and when we were still living in that area and just seeing it come up to now it's like $5 an hour to park, which is more than King Street. Like, you know, it's like popping restaurants and all these different things on it. And it was not anything special at all when we were there. So, like, it's cool to see that glow up and you can, like she said, just, like, parallel our lives with it. So it's almost like you're talking about yourself, but you're talking about the street. Or the other way around, you talk about the street, but it's really about yourself or whatever. I'll have to look into it some more and then do the same with Brimley, probably in, like, the more past tense come up, like the earlier stuff, because it's more, like, parallel to Melbourne. Maybe then you do another one about the Melbourne area we lived in or some shit like that, which was actually, funnily enough, that was going to be, we didn't say it, I don't think, but that was going to be the title of the album, was the area we used to live in, or the actual estate we used to live in. So, like, it would actually tie into that theme if we named every song after, like, a street or an area.
Great name. It was important to us, yeah.
And even if it's got nothing to do with that, that's just the name of the song. Even if you don't say that name in the whole song.
Oh, I like it. It fits the whole theme of the...
Yeah, because, like, there's a song called Ossington. It's about our Toronto glow up, and the Brimley could be. I could relate it to the first time I was there, and you know, you went through some interesting times out there. That was like a bit of a fucked up time for you. You did live in 2 places off there on both sides, just like I did.
Both sides of Brimley, yeah.
I did both too. Fuck, that's
one was,
crazy.
Yeah, Penetang and Tansley.
Yeah. And my first was Larkhorn, and the other one with my other homie. All right, so like that could be cool. And then you have one with the old street, and like with maybe like something called like Ferntree Gully or like just Baronia or something like that. Like, or just call it 3155 or some shit, like a postal code. Like,
dude,
and that's the way we come up with the concepts for each of the songs that they actually relate to the different areas. And we're like, all right, what did that part of our life mean to us? What did we learn with that? What's like a theme that we could pull from that? Like, you know.
Done. It's on a record. We just have to go back to the tape. Perfect.
Yeah, I feel like that is like, that could be the coolest way, and that's just how the naming convention. And like, because you know, someone else who did that, now I think of it, Rhapsody did that on her last album, and every song was named after like a famous woman, like, because it was about, I forgot the name of the album, but it was about women killing it. So like maybe she had like Michelle as in Michelle Obama, or like Coretta Scott King or something. Like I think it was just first names too, and that's what all the songs were just named after women. I think that's fucking lit. We could do the same thing, and just it's got nothing to do with the song. Well, not nothing to do with it. But maybe you just drop that word in there one time that we know. So almost like before we even hear the pick the beats, you'd come up with all of the different things, and then apply that. Thoughts? Anyway,
That sounds tight.
planted. Oh man, love it. Couple bits of Drizzy news, Dan. If you want to speak on the two things, the Apollo show and the music video.
The music video. Yeah, let's talk about the music video. It's for the song "Jumbo Shit Poppin'" or something. That song wasn't really my favorite song for the album. It's still quite a decent song. I kind of like it, but like it's not my favorite. But it's a cool video. It's just like one of them flexing videos, you know. Like I'm rich and I have all this stuff and I'm on holiday all the time and I'm enjoying my life kind of video, which is kind of cool. It was kind of there was that guy Central C was in the video. Who else was there? He was flexing Pharrell's jewelry, which people seem to think it was either a diss to Pharrell or to Pusha T, which was very interesting. But I don't really get what the diss is. I think that this is something like you hang with like Pharrell, and it doesn't matter if you hang with him, I can still buy his jewelry or something. I don't know. It's super weird. I don't know. But,
that's kind of what it feels like, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
He did a lot of songs, by the way. That's his set list, 41 songs.
Yeah, that's his set list. It is ridiculous on the Apollo show, and that show is free. You apply online and you win tickets. That show is free. It's insane. But the capacity for the Apollo Theater is really low. Like it's a small venue. Let me just.
So it's a long. Oh, okay. So he brought out Dipset. They did 3 songs. I Really Mean It, Dipset Anthem, and We Fly High. That's cool.
The capacity is 1,500.
Oh wow.
That's it.
So that's
tiny. That's why you can have like a proper. It seems to be like a proper intimate show. If you see like stage and like he's on a bed, one of them he's just with like.
Funny enough, I'm just scanning through the thing there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just on a bed, and he says something like, "This is the exact replica of my bed that I stayed in my mum's basement when I wrote my first album," or something like that. It's insane.
That's pretty dope. I like
and he opened up
like
with over my dead body, and and he about Dipset, which is kind of sick. He done a bunch of classics like Over. What else? Headlines. Hell yeah, fucking right.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I'm gonna watch all of this stuff. It's all on Complex on Instagram if people want to go check it out. On Complex Music, there's a whole bunch of like pretty cool ones that I'm definitely gonna look at all this. It's great. What a smart thing! I heard about it, but I was like, I didn't realize it was good. This cool.
I didn't realize it was like a proper, like a big thing, you know? Because I was like, 1,500 capacity, because I knew about it before, and I was like, And it's a 2-day thing, January 21st and 22nd, so he's doing it again today.
Oh shit! Good for Drizzly. Good for Drizzly. That's sick, man. Sick. I love it. It's a super smart move. Like, he's at the point in his career where like he can do cool shit like that. Like he can, do something like do 2 nights at the Apollo, which when he can sell out 10,000, 20,000, but he did 1,500, and it's giveaway because it's with Sirius XM. That's probably what you're talking about, where you go on the radio and or whatever it is. And
yes, that's such yeah.
So like I'm sure.
So it's interesting.
It's very cool, man. Shouts to Drizzly.
It's cool. He seems to just be doing stuff for fans nowadays, and it's like sick.
Speaking of that was a great segue. The other one of the top MCs of the current generation is Jermaine Cole, and he did something fucking cool and very much in line with who we all think he is. So, we've talked about, everyone always talks about the type beats on YouTube. So J. Cole type beat, Drake type beat, whatever it might be. So he was he's working on his next album, and he was procrastinating. So he went on YouTube and searched for J. Cole type beat. He found the first one that was there, and then wrote a rap to it, called it Procrastination, and then hit up the producer and was like, "Hey man," to explain just that I was procrastinating, and found your beat. It was dope. I think you should put this on your site. So it's mixed and mastered and everything. Sends him the file and lets him put it on. Lets the producer put it on his site because you can imagine that's going to get millions of views. And it's like a nice little promo act for him. But the producer put it out, and the cover is the text that he sent him. It's like
a text. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
That's so sick.
It's just like the coolest shit in the world, and
Strength and truth.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a good way. A lot of people did get sort of discovered on the type beat way, and I know we probably would like make fun of it typically, but this is like a really really good like outcome. That this is like best case scenario for type beats. It actually doesn't. This is like pinnacle. But I feel like it's, I don't know, I was like saying to Nosh, we were talking about it, like I just feel like you should just try the type beat stuff, like upload a bunch of stuff and like do your usual shit, but then just put like a bar and then put ASAP Rocky type beat or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Do a drill beat, do a trap beat, do a J. Cole kind of thing.
And it's really, think about it as a lead magnet, is what we would call that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a way to bring people into your ecosystem. So you're putting out these beats that can either be purchased or they're just out there for people to listen to or whatever the fuck. I'm sure people will rip it, steal it, and rap over it and put it up. You should probably put tags on them, I guess. And at the very least, though, even if people do that, then you got this people putting out songs that say Notion on the beat or whatever. And then that's advertising.
Notion beats, mate. I have a tag. Have you heard that?
Oh, you do? You never showed me.
Well, it's on like 3 or 4 beats on my website now. It's like Notion beats, mate.
That's what it says.
I love that.
Yeah, and then it echoes, and it echoes for so long that you can't really chop the beat.
That's great
because you always hear the delay echo.
That's fucking amazing. See, that's lit.
Yeah. So,
and I don't know. You never know if people can do. I like what Dan said. Like, try different things to attract different people in, and do a bunch. Do like 20, 30, 40 or something. And because you've got a bunch of stuff, even if they're on your Notion beats to be sold, maybe once they're sold, then you can put sold in the title or something like that, or take it off completely so people don't rip it off. But the idea would be you might bring people in to listen to it, and then sometimes people might just jam your shit, and then sometimes they'll reach out and
man, I've had fucking a friend of ours jam my shit from my Bandcamp website without asking me. So people could jam shit however they want. So
I recall that. I thought about that recently actually. And
I have to put tags on everything, no matter what website you're on, because if you have a computer, you have a way to get shit for free. Like, it's just how it is. But like, it's just cheeky how cunts roll with that sort of shit these days. So like,
I agree.
It's different. Like, so yeah, I have to put tags on everything. I haven't put them on every single beat because honestly, it's just time that I don't have that I would rather not spend at the minute. But as I'm making beats, I always insert the tag and I make a version with it. So when I've got to upload it on my website, then it's good to go. Because I do have a lot of beats ready for 2023. That typing's really loud on the.
Yeah, I just realized. I'm so sorry. I want.
Yeah, wow. Type. That's what you do.
Sorry, I should have done it here. Tiff was asking me at the laundry.
Wow. Just type. All we care about is laundry. Wow.
Let's go. Laundry gang. Yeah, I feel you.
We got new laundry baskets today, actually. That's a big thing. That's
congrats, man.
Thank you. It says one says dark and one says light.
Ooh, wow, segregation.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're segregating. We're segregating the clothes by race. It's a smart move. I'm very happy that I've done it.
I have the same thing with my bins.
Wow, recycling segregation. Wow.
I have white trash, and then I have black is recycling.
White trash,
I have white trash, and then I have a blue one, which is a secondary recycling. But
you're just so inclusive.
Trash is hilarious.
So inclusive.
I mean, like fuck. Why not? It made sense. It made me laugh. I thought that's good enough reason.
White trash is good. What should the episode be called?
Oh,
like laundry segregation.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Domestic situation. Yeah, both of those.
Okay, we can make sure that happens. It's already 1:10. Okay, I'm gonna do quick ones in the last few things so we can tear it up. Dan apparently found out that black people love the Arsenal Football Club. Apparently, that's a thing.
Yes. And I knew it was a thing, but I didn't actually take myself serious because I always looked at a bunch of YouTubers and stuff, and it's kind of like everyone.
We're not being racist.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What do you mean? Like break this down. This doesn't make sense. Like, you're saying like black people would like Arsenal more than other teams, or
Yeah, exactly. It seems to
okay,
be like
because okay,
I think because our team has a bunch of really proper nice
Oh,
young, like, yeah, a bunch of like proper nice young black guys. They're so sick at football
good
as well,
representatives,
and
just
they're
holding it down.
so likable, and
Yeah,
they're
right.
so like, the thing is, they're
Good
all
role
like
models.
teenager 20, yeah, role models, and like it's
mm,
sick. And whenever I see
Great.
YouTubers and like,
mm,
and I'm watching like other sports, and I'm like, these rappers, loads of people, they all represent Arsenal, and I'm like, what? Like Mo Farah, Lewis Hamilton, Spike Lee. Who else we got? Let
mm.
me go over here. Who else we got
Oh,
over
I've
here? We got
seen these guys.
Coffee,
Name.
Idris Elba, Daniel Kaluuya,
Mm,
and yeah, like, basically the whole article is about how and why Arsenal's fan base is very much. It's got a high percentage of black people who just love Arsenal, and it's sick
Sweet.
because we have so much black representation in our team. And yeah, it's great to see.
Man,
I just
it's
love
out
it.
here.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And this guy on the cover, he is like he's basically our
mm.
best player, and he's like 20 years old. And he went to
Baby.
an international tournament with England for the first time, and it was like, oh my god, this guy's so good. And he started playing every game, and then he got to a final,
Mm.
took the first penalty of his career ever as a 19-year-old, 18-year-old, and he missed, and he lost England the
Oh,
Euros final, and then he got a lot of racial abuse and everything. And then after that, it seemed to be like the Arsenal fans especially came together and was
pause.
sending a lot of stuff to the sent a lot of stuff to the club to show how much we actually love this player. And it's like, we're like, them man are minority. We don't fuck with these races that are saying, oh, you're shit because, and you missed it, you cost England this trophy, blah blah blah. It's fine, because if that's how England gonna react, then we don't deserve to like win a trophy, you know. And
Mm,
it's kind of like, we're showing that we still love this player
mm,
regardless he misses a penalty or not. Like, and he's super
mm.
likable, proper likable guy. So
That's a
Okay,
great ending.
sick.
Love that.
love
Some
to
good
see it.
shit. Good,
Um,
good shit.
we were gonna touch on the Blueface drama, but I don't know if we even really can.
Oh no, fuck that. Let's talk about songs that turns 30 years old today. This
Yes.
year.
And just before that, it's today. It's 20 years that the Chappelle Show first premiered on Comedy Central. So
Yeah, sure.
today, Sunday,
Wow.
the 22nd.
Wow.
So say that, and then songs that turned 30 this year. Daniel,
Yes.
Oh, it
I'm
was
gonna
that-
tell you.
I remember this. The thing that you sent us.
I'm gonna tell you which ones I know and which ones I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to know. That.
So passing me by. I don't know who that's by, and I don't know the song.
Far Side.
Bring the Ruckus by Wu-Tang. I know that song, of course.
Mhm.
Incredible. Gin and Juice with Snoop,
Mhm.
of course. Amazing.
Classic.
What else we got? I Get Around with Tupac. Beautiful.
and
Can't believe
Digital
that song's turning 30 with Digital Underground. It's sick.
Nice.
Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. That's also Wu-Tang, I believe.
Yes, the whole album. I don't know why they put that on twice. I thought that was
Yeah,
silly.
I don't know why that's silly. Shoop, but I don't know. I don't know.
Salt
that
and
song.
Pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Oh, Check Yourself by Ice Cube, of course.
Mhm.
Slam. I know that song. I don't know anything about it other than hook or who
Yeah.
sings it.
Onyx.
Right.
Insane in the Brain, Cypress Hill, and
Classic.
you don't hear me though. I don't know who that's by.
That was, I think, the only one I didn't know. Let's Google that one and see.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
The
You don't hear me though.
song name rings a bell, but like, who's that by?
Yeah, you don't hear me though.
Yeah.
Rodney O, isn't that the British
Nah.
guy? 1993. Bless you, Rodney O and Joe Cooley.
Wow.
I really think that's what it's supposed to. Bless you. And Vanilla Ice was on it. What the?
Oh,
Interesting. Is it that big of a song? Is it that big?
Honestly, do you know Rodney O? Have you heard of him?
No.
no.
So, if I'm not mistaken, he was a Oh, maybe it's not. Because I remember there were these British dudes like that had a name like that were like really big. No, they're American. Okay, I've never heard that in my life. And that song is from
Interesting.
1993. So, I think all of those songs. Obviously, there's 2 songs off 36 Chambers from Wu.
A better list. We should make our own.
We should. Well, that is 30. It's interesting. I guess they chose the singles. Maybe they put 2 Wu because there was 2 singles off the album. But I swear, like what's the Can It Be
Bring the
Also
Ruckus.
Simple and stuff like that was. I don't think Bring the Ruckus was even a single.
I don't think it was. It doesn't even.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Protect
sound
Your
like a
Neck
song you'd
was.
release. That makes sense. Bring the Ruckus doesn't sound like a song that you would release as a single anyway.
No, it's like just the intro or whatever. But yeah, all the other songs like Insane in the Brain was a single off Black Sunday.
It makes sense.
I Get Around was a single off Strictly for My N Words from Park back then. So like all those songs, all the those are just taken singles from the album. So the albums are really from that year. I think it's more like albums that turn 30 is more interesting to me than just the songs because
Yeah, they're just songs.
you could
That
listen
could be
to the
anything.
songs. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing we had here, Dan wants to big up the GTA soundtrack.
Yes, because every
Hey.
single game it's insane, but then this one they had on like the most recent one, like the songs on this like carousel is just like insane. Like the J Rock Hood Gonna Love It, YG I'm a Real One, Glasses Malone Problem, Clyde Carson Slow Down, Ace Hood Bugatti, Young Skittle Work. What else? Tupac, My Ambitious as a Rider. Like,
Nice.
it's just unreal. Like, and every single game they just don't miss. Like, they have the best soundtrack in terms of any video game I've ever played because it's got everything for everyone as well. There's like so many different radio stations you can listen to in the game, and it's like you got the West Coast classics. You got the like, the hip hop radio station for like current music. There's another one which is like a mixture of like hip hop, R&B, kind of like different like alternative kind of rap as well. And it's like you got like the rock station. Sorry, you have the Hispanic station. It's insane. Like it's just everything about it is. And they update it, which is super cool because I remember this game came out in what 2014 or something, 2013, 2014, and they updated it when I was at uni, and they added like Pop Smoke on it. They added like Frank Ocean. It was so sick. They added a bunch of
That's
songs by
smart.
Future. It was so smart. It was genius. It was so good.
Good for them. That'd be a
Bro, I
good.
remember actually I got that GTA 5 for a Christmas present, right? When I was living in Scarborough at the place near Brimley, actually, the first joint on anyway, with the
I
backyard.
remember. Mm-hmm.
Big backyard with the garden. Anyway, so I got fucking GTA 5 as a present and didn't have a console. But my housemate that I live with had a console, but I got gifted a present. I got gifted a game when I didn't have a thing. So I fucking and this kind of ended up opening it, and before I even got to use it, it was hilarious. Whatever. So I ended up playing that shit, and I loved getting immersed in the radio stations because they had the most fire playlists, and you could pick like whatever,
Mhm.
whatever. And if you have to drive from A to B and do like a cruising mission, I actually love playing video games for
Yeah.
that little bit that I returned back to video games after a long hiatus because I used to work for Nintendo in Australia, and that was amazing and shit. I used to be a major game nerd, and then like after that finished and we moved overseas and stuff, I didn't really come back to consoles at all. Didn't care. But then, had one in the house. Got gifted the game. Just honestly cruising around the city. It was fascinating how, how many different radio stations there were, and everything was so fire. Like
It's like
that's one of
so
the few.
detailed as well.
Yeah, you don't even need
It's
to play
insane.
the game on a real thing. You can actually just drive around the city and drive like a normal
Exactly.
car and listen to some banging tunes. It was surprising how good it was.
It's so fun. Like it's so detailed to a point they even have radio talk shows on it. And if you actually listen to it, they're just saying the most fucked stuff. It's
Yeah,
hilarious if you actually listen. It's the most fucked
not
up stuff.
censored either.
Yeah, it's not nothing censored ever. Like it's
It's
hilarious.
so
It's so
good.
good.
Yeah, love it.
But like yeah, it's
Video
so good
games.
Shout out
because
to
like
video games.
even
Video games, right?
honestly, even
Hey,
like some of these songs that I know from way before I was born,
get
like
your thumbs.
like a lot of these songs, like I think I told you guys before, it was like what was that song that I knew from Monkey Buzz?
Oh, Onion
Uh,
Head. No.
no, it wasn't Unheard. It was like the bonus track with.
Oh, with Rusty Jux. No.
Let me check. Let me
I
check. I've got
remember
the album
because
here.
you asked for it one time to play for something, and I found it was a strange request.
Yes, Rising to the Top.
Yeah.
Rising
Oh,
to the
with
Top. Because
Aguilar.
Aguilar,
I
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I knew that song and I had no clue who it was by and I had no recollection like as to why I knew this song.
Right.
And it was like because it was on the third Grand Theft Auto and I remember driving around playing and it was on the background. I remember listening to it
That's
constantly.
crazy.
Like it's
Gangster.
just I think that's a big reason why I know a lot of these songs from like the 90s and 80s as well. It's like it's insane.
That's pretty cool. Then actually, I can't even make fun of video games. That's
Yeah,
dope.
Tony Hawk, GTA, they both had the
Tony
most
Hawk.
fire soundtracks.
Tony Hawk is
They
lit. Oh my
they
god.
put everybody onto like the Tony Hawk shit. Whoa, Tony Hawk shit put cunts onto punk rock and rap and put the rock people onto rap and vice versa. It was just
Yeah,
great.
it really did. Because
man.
even me, I don't really listen to rock like that. But if I'm playing Tony Hawk's, I want to listen to rock. I'd love to listen to that. It's lit.
And the same cunts like C and I dealt with getting bullied because we like hip hop and rap and soul and funk and stuff like that in high school. But then for example, on the Tony Hawk soundtrack, the B-Boy document and that had Mos Def on it. That song was B-Boys rock the document.
Yeah.
So people that didn't like rap and they used to give me shit about it kind of liked that song, and then they kind of like stopped giving me shit because that was kind of the song that got them kind of liking rap maybe a bit more, and then they started liking Snoop and Dre and Up in Smoke Tour and all that sort of shit. But yeah, cunts are fucked basically. But I felt like games like that, they're very pivotal in bridging the gap between cunts that don't like other genres and kind of like make it okay.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
I like it. And with that positive video game note, it's a wrap for 114. Let's get the old thummy for these hoes.
Let's make sure you get these hoes in.
There we go.
I'm gonna do some flames.
Shit.
Beautiful.
Hold it.
You're messing up.
Hold it.
Yeah. It's gonna get so hot.
Got it, dickheads. You fucking dickheads. Dan, where can everyone find you online, you big dickhead?
Dan Johnson on Instagram and Twitter, and Hey Chef JXMING on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to follow me. Anyway, Notion.
Flippinell at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. NotionBeats.com. Fucking at Illnote Studios on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Illnote Studios on YouTube. Notion MTB on Instagram and YouTube. So like, subscribe, get a dog inside you and around you. One love and see Feezy.
Yes, sir. You can get me CEEFOR Instagram and Twitter, CEETMF on Facebook and TikTok, and of course OnlyFans now. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell. Ding! So you know when the new year drops. Follow us everywhere at The Movement Fam. We drop these podders Monday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. Everywhere. Subscribe, like, give us a 5-star rating. It helps a lot. Shouts to everyone in Kenya listening still. I think we're still in the top 200, and it's been months. Like, constantly. Wow. It's like it hasn't left. I don't even get it, but I appreciate. Yeah, it's fucking cool, man. So shouts to y'all. We'll see you guys next week. Get a dog.
Take it easy.
But.
Bunch of mad dogs.
Dog cunt. Dog cunt.
Mad dog.
Cool.
Mad dog.
Cool. I'm cool. Look. Cool. So cool. Cool.
You're a cool melon.
I'm cool. Yeah.
Cool.
My melons are cool. Yeah. Catch your cunt.
Catch your cunt.